Myself, Arun Kumar, one of the three founding partners of Collage Architecture Studio in Bangalore. The client, Mr. Vinuta and Ganesh Reddy, had approached us, having seen one of our other projects where they loved that quality of light and green spaces we had created and wanted a similar experience for their home as well. And when we looked at the site, which is a very densely built residential property with bare minimum setbacks, no open spaces, we wanted to create an inward-looking house, and keep that outer layer, which is exposed to the exterior, very quiet, and make that internal layer as something which is more exciting. Hence, that name Geode came across, which are something like small rocks, which looks very simple from the outside, but internally they have a very crystal surprise. And hence the concept of Geode came across. The main requirement was large bedrooms with its own living space attached with a garden. And he wasn't very particular about having a common family space as such. As we looked at it as an inward house, we wanted to introduce a lot of natural elements like abundant light, landscape and water as key features that can bring a exciting ambience within the space. And even the material palette that we selected was supposed to look like these spaces were carved out of a huge rock. That is how you see these materials, which just wraps around that inner layer, and these faces overlook onto them. The house is Vastu compliant, and it is like 9 squares where we had the private spaces wrapped around the outer layer and leaving this inner square which is open to sky. We wanted to use that atrium to create a transformation between the natural daylight and the artificial lighting within the house. We used these set of hanging lights which created the raindrop effect during the day, and the same became as a starry night. And having glass as the inner layer around this atrium, it multiplied that overall effect, creating that exciting ambience in the evenings. Glass as a material became an important aspect of the overall design in this house, which allowed us to open up the private spaces, allowing that visible connectivity to the play of natural light and greenery. It is also used as partition between the spaces, and we use these large panels for each of the enclosures to create that sense of wider spaces internally, allowing that feel-good factor. And we also use the glass for the railings at different levels to create that openness between different levels, and for the skylight where allowing maximum light to filter through the house. The floor plate was designed efficiently through its required sizes, and hence we planned that greenery to go vertically up, allowing it to be visually connected from any space of the house, be it at same level or at different levels. The sustainability factor is achieved with basic planning of minimum openings just to allow cross ventilation and allowing the hot air through the central atrium to escape out of the house, and introducing a layer of wood on the ceiling to reduce the transmission of heat from the roof, and the use of stone cladding internally. And apart from that, we also had an efficient planning of building automation by integrating the lighting and the ventilation for the enclosed spaces. The overall experience we had throughout the entire process of design was very exciting. Starting from the client, the brief, the site location, the liberty we were given, and how we arrived at the concept of Geode, watching it realize with its own challenges, the choice of materials, and the collaboration between various expertise to achieve the best quality of design and the construction in this country. The minimalistic approach to the design, the simplicity and the freshness that we achieved, is also a reflection of the quality of the family that is living in House Geode. We are glad to have had an opportunity to design this house and are very proud with what we have achieved. House Geode will remain as a flagship project for Collage in the years to come.